Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. That's whether you're here at Facebook, Instagram TV, YouTube. Do sign up, subscribe, hit like so we can spread this message to more people. That would be awesome. And making sure you're getting the notifications too if you like this stuff. So today we're going to talk about me time, which is vital, especially in this period where we're all at home together. But then in going forth, this is the new that we should have been, taking on a long time ago, a lot of us mums, where firstly we have to understand the importance and value of me time and actually finding your way to that, because there's a lot of sabotage that goes on, especially for the mums who feel like they're really important in keeping everyone else going in the family, the children, I've got to keep making sure they're okay, making food and all of that. My partner, they're really stressed, they've got lots of work, I've got to hold them up. But where are we holding ourselves up? So that's the first point, is actually wanting me time and valuing it, and really working at carrying that energy where you know it's so important that your partner and even your children don't question you on it. So that's a first part. And that's a journey, right? It doesn't just happen overnight, but if you've got the intention there, then that's the way you start to move. And then the next bit is, hey, I actually do want this me time, but I can't get it because the children are all over me. My husband's not really supporting me in it. I'm feeling really swamped, overwhelmed. I just can't see the answer. And that's where we get, whether we're not getting the me time or we're trying to get it, but it's actually not happening, our soul is getting cranky, frustrated, irritated. We're just not fulfilled. We're not nourished. And so that's the point in going forth to go, okay, what's going on when my children or my partner or, anything else, technology, whatever, cancels my me time on me. So the most important thing to see is that when we want me time, especially if we're trying to do it regularly, like I want to get up in the morning and do my yoga or my meditation, my journaling, every morning, that's what I want. When we're rigid like that, the universe will always slap us down, because it's not supposed to be like that. Days change, our moods come and go, everything's changing and flowing. So getting flexible with me time is a very important thing. You can try, especially when you like routine and, to have that morning wake up or whatever, go for it. But the main part is not to be attached to it. So the most important thing is to see and to understand that if anyone is squashing our me time that day, it's actually the energetic prod that we needed to let this emotion out that's there when we get our me time squashed. So, for example, you're trying to do yoga and the children come in and they start to jump all over you or just do anything to distract you. What do you feel? If you feel irritated and frustrated, if you take it out on the children, then they wear that. I'm the annoying one, mum doesn't have time for me, I'm bored, all of that. And the problem is that it's our stuff that's on the inside. It's our irritation, frustration. It's actually there before we started the yoga, before the children came in. If we get up in the morning and we actually tune into how do I feel, we'll start to notice that. So then you realize it's not about the children or a partner or anyone at that time. It was actually building. They are the prod to try and say, hey, will you let this stuff out in a responsible way? So when you actually leak it at the children or at your partner, half roll size, yells, rants, anything, making it a big deal about the next day and making, oh no, I've got to have this time, all of that stuff that's not in a heart-centered, gentle, beautiful, peaceful way. It's like our bucket, we've got a couple of holes in it. So we're leaking a bit of the irritation at them, but we're actually not letting it all come up. So it's not gone. So we kind of continue on in that, not lower vibe, but just in that kind of like, oh yeah, there's the day I didn't get my yoga and off I go. And things just build, and we kind of continue that way as women, day to day to day to day, if we don't let this stuff really come up. So on the flip side, if you go down the timeline of waking up and going, you know what, I really want to do yoga or journaling this morning, actually I feel really irritated, and taking the time to sit with that and actually letting that stuff come up. And sometimes the first part is actually going, what am I irritated about? And really digging into what's coming up for me, what's been really irking me lately, if I got honest, and letting this stuff come up. And that's a practice in itself. And that's where I do, 6-month course on how to do our inner work as mums and really doing that well. So it's ticked off. But the point being, if you let that stuff come up and really go for it, especially as you get better and better, the sooner you then are like, yep, cool, I'm done. I feel so good now. Your children will then either, they'll have been around you saying, oh, you okay? You want some support? Or energetically, they're like, finally, she's popped her bubble. And they all go calmly off and do their own thing. And that's when you're like, that's what I wanted. I wanted them doing their own thing so I could have my me time. So the more you're not carrying charge, the more the children can settle and get into what they want to do. The more you're not, the more they all come over and around you. It's almost like, you know, like puppies or something, but that's just that shield that they're called to you to almost support you, because it's like, well, oh, we've got to be the energetic puppet to mum because she's not letting her stuff up. So we're going to have to really be annoying. If the partner doesn't come in and already say something that gets you as well, if not the technology breaking down and whatnot, till you finally crack. So that's the big part, is to see that even though we would like our cake and to eat it too and do our yoga or whatever we want to do every day at a nice little time, it's not going to happen because we've always got stuff coming up. Always, you know, like the universe is expanding, the moons come and go. So some days we're going to have that stuff and we have to take the time to let it come up. So for example, me, I really like to read my book at night, and some nights I'm like, I just want to read my book. I've had a big day. But typically it's been the big day where I haven't let this stuff come up and I haven't processed what's gone on. And I know for a fact, if I try and go to sleep, I won't sleep so well, I'll be thinking about this or that, get a bit of tightness here, and I wake up the next day with that charge still, which means by law of attraction, I'm going to keep attracting the crap at me. And here it comes again. If I sit there and not read my book and work through my stuff and let some stuff go and go, oh, that's what it is, then I get to sleep peacefully. Then I wake up the next day like, yeah, let's go. I'm so ready for this. And you're excited because you're like, yay, I get my yoga. The kids are actually doing their own thing. They're all fine. This is just really harmonious. And that's the point. The more you start to get responsible for your stuff, the more your partner sees it working. They're like, hey, do you want some time to yourself so you can go sort that out? And then you can go, okay, yeah, sure. And then it doesn't become about them. It's always your own stuff that's coming, and you're proactively getting there before they have to come and prod you. They become the issue. They become annoying, painful, frustrating, or whatnot. And that's how you save this whole idea that our family is a really tricky place to be. And you actually then start to fathom, I get this. I can flow my energy, which then flows the rest of the family. I could fathom, like what a lot of mums want to fathom, is homeschooling and having my kids around me and actually doing life together, because it's not this whole thing of I can hardly breathe and it's overwhelming. So that's the exciting bit, but remembering it's a journey, right? This has taken me years of going through and working out. That's why I'm trying to spread the message to save you a whole lot of time, but also remembering that it's not a perfect path. So there'll be some days where you don't sense the irritation, you try to get into your journaling or whatever, your meditation, they come knocking and they interrupt or whatever it is. And you just go, oh no. And again, the answer is not to spray it at them. The answer is to go, whoa, can you give me a bit of time? They might keep crawling, and that's your sign. All right, let them crawl on me and let me just bring this stuff up. The sooner you drop into, especially tears, and not big angry, but I mean, again, you have to let anger go when it's there. But once you drop into that sadness of like, I'm just really sad, I'm really tired, I've been putting a lot of effort, I feel like it's going nowhere, without the blame at people and just being in your own heart and your own beautiful soft self, the sooner you get the support from them. So that's how you become magnetic and you get respected, and then everyone goes calmly. The dad says, hey, let's go and do something. You're like, whoa, got some time. I've actually already lit my stuff up. I might do my yoga. So I hope I've painted that picture clearly enough, because it's a bit of a backwards way of looking at how we go about our day. But that's the main part, is right now and going forward is being flexible and really tuning into how you feel. If you don't feel 100% good to sit down and play the game, to go out for a walk, to do your work, whatever, you're better off stopping, letting yourself sit with this and getting good at diving in, letting this stuff come up, and then you are 10,000 times more productive, 10,000 times more joyful, more peaceful for yourself, and the harmony gets reflected in the family. Magic. So yeah, please do share the message of this message if you know other mums that are looking for it. It's really important that we all start to see it. And let me know if you have any other questions or scenarios or topics you'd like me to talk on. I'm always happy. I'm doing lives here and there on my Facebook and Instagram, but of course then I come and do these summaries here on YouTube, and then put it up on IGTV as well. Otherwise, have a wonderful day. Bye.